It's 8 o'clock.
Boys and girls, let's do our third video, which will deal with converting fractions to percents. Should we start?
No.
You don't want to start?
No.
Do you want to introduce Rapunzel? Okay, say hi, this is Rapunzel.
No, I want to watch Rapunzel.
Last on the front page here, the last conversion I'm going to take a look at is converting fractions to percents. So let's go to the bottom right hand corner, look at all those numbers, and the number I'm going to grab, the first number I'm going to grab is 8 9/10 50ths. That's weird. I know it's weird, but it is what it is. Okay, we've got a decimal here in our numerator, and we have 50 in our denominator. Okay, now the first strategy, and I really haven't spent much time in class about this, but when you see that the denominator is a factor of 100, that means that we can, and we know that percents, why are we looking at 100? What's special about 100? Well, we know percents is out of 100. So if there's a way that we can change this denominator to 100 by simply multiplying it, we should do that. And I know that if I multiply 50 by 2, okay, that's going to give me 100. Okay, but I know too, whatever I do, if I want to keep my fraction equivalent, whatever I do to my denominator, I must do the numerator. So I must also multiply 8 9/10 by 2, which 2 times 9 will give me 18, carry the 1. 2 times 8 will give me 16 plus the 1, okay, is 17. And I have one decimal point in my problem, so I should have one decimal point in my product, and there I have 17 8/10 of 100th. Okay, and I know that percents mean out of 100, so I can interpret this as 17 8/10%, or out of 100. Now that's one way, and some of you that's going to click and you're going to like that. You have really good number sense, that's fine. Okay, but I think that the simplest way, okay, is to convert fractions to percents, is simply take the fraction, divide, turn it into a decimal, and then change the decimal to a percent. So what did I just say there? I said you have a fraction, change it to a decimal. We know that we need to change to a decimal, we just have to divide the numerator by the denominator, and then change that decimal to a percent. And what does that look like? It looks like this. Okay, we have 8 9/10 of a 50th. Okay, that's just ugly, but it is. Okay, what does that mean? That means 8 9/10 divided by 50. Okay, well, 50 goes into 89 once. 1 times 50 is 50. We subtract and we get, oops, we don't get that. Let me erase that. We get 39. Okay, we'd all agree on that. Then I bring down another 0. 50 will go into 390 7 times. Okay, 7 times. 7 times 50 is going to be 350. And when I subtract, I get 40. I bring another 0 down. Okay, I got to extend my roof here. And 50 will go into 400 8 times. 8 times 50 will be 400. And this division problem has a happy ending because I have nothing left to divide. Okay, when we read this decimal, okay, we have 178 thousandths. Okay, How do I change a decimal to a percent? I move the decimal point over 2, add a percent sign. What do I get? I get 17 and 8/10 of a percent. Same answer. Okay? What's the difference here? Someone might say, well, Mr. Urich, this is actually more work. Okay, you could argue if you really don't like this, it is more work. Okay, if you like this shortcut over here, you can do this. But remember, if your denominator is not friendly, or I should say a factor of 100, you can't even do this strategy. You have to exit out. And I'll give you an example. Let's move the whole bear out of here. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Clean that out real easy. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Let's take a look at 39. Whew, I'm glad to get rid of that decimal in the numerator. 39/40. Okay, is 40 a factor of 100? Not going to happen. Okay, so now we're kind of forced to convert this to a decimal by dividing. Every fraction is a division problem. So I take 39 and I divide it by 40. 40 will not go into 39, but 40 will go into 390. It will go into 390 9 times. 9 times 40 is 360. That is a 0, which will give us a remainder of 30. Bring another 0 down. 40 will go into 300. Let's see, 7 times. And I must extend my roof. Okay, that is a 7. It's a real fancy 7 now. And 7 times 40 is going to be 280. I subtract, and I get 20. I think we see where we're going. I bring down one more 0, and now I have 200. And 40 will go into 200 5 times. Okay, 5 times 40 is 200. We have nothing left to divide, and our work is over, almost. Now I have 975 thousandths. 975 thousandths is a decimal, and decimals are easy to change into percentages by simply moving the decimal point 2 places to the right. I add a percent sign, and what's my final answer? 97 and 5/10 of a percent. There you have it. So let's slide this back down. My recommendation to you when converting fractions to percents, if you see that the denominator is a factor of 100, then just multiply the denominator by whatever multiple you need to get it to be 100. And whatever you do to the denominator, you have to do to the numerator. You multiply straight through, you'll get some number over 100, and we know that's what a percentage is. Okay, so, a certain amount of something, some number out of 100. So if we get 17 and 8/10 hundredths, it really is 17 and 8/10 percent. Okay, but remember, the tried and true method that I like a lot and will work in all situations is simply treat your fraction as a division problem, get a decimal answer, and then change the decimal, okay, to a percent by moving your decimal point 2 places to the right, adding a percentage sign, and then you'll have a percent. It's that simple. But it's up to you. Do it either way. Well, you can't do it either way. If your denominator is a factor of 100, you can do it this way, but you can always divide, get a decimal, change it to a percent. Can you say adios?
Adios.
No, adios.
Adios.
How about au revoir?
No, I can't say that. I want to watch one and so no.